Hey guys, this is a vid on resurfacing your rotors to improve your braking power. So why resurface? It's because your rotors over time, if you ride once or twice a week and are an avid rider throughout the summer and you've had the same rotors on your bike for a few years, you'll see that they become kind of sort of very smooth and shiny. After you wipe it down with IPA, clean them, you'll see it's smooth and shiny, and that reduces your braking power. They get that way obviously because you have your disc brake pads, squeezing on your rotor. That provides the friction for braking, but it also kind of polishes them smooth. It's the same idea as a car. If you've had a brake job done with your car, you've heard the mechanics say, you need your rotors resurfaced or you need your rotors turned. Basically, it's the same thing where if you've got 80,000-90,000 miles on a car and you've used the brakes quite a bit and then your pads are constantly rubbing up against the rotor when you're braking, and eventually your rotor will become really shiny, almost like a mirror-like, and they'll also wear slightly uneven where it's not a perfectly flat surface anymore on a car. So what they do is they take the rotor off and they put it on this machine. It's like a lathe, and it turns the rotor, and they have like a scribe on each side of the rotor that takes like 3/1000ths of an inch off, and that gets it flat again, and it also provides a slightly rough surface, so it's not like a mirror-like surface, and that'll improve your braking power. So all you need is to get a tool like this at your local bike store. This is one from Spin Doctor, and it says T25 here. It's probably the size of this the tool at the tip. It's like a 6-star, almost like an Allen wrench, but it's not. And then you could there's 6 little screws here. Very simple, just take off the 6 screws, your rotor comes right off, and we're off to resurfacing. So all you need to do to resurface the rotor is you get yourself a sanding block like this, and all you need is medium grit sandpaper. So here's a 150 grit and a 120 grit, and these are both about medium grits. Once you get down, the lower the number, the more coarse the sandpaper is. Like if you had a 50 grit sandpaper, was really rough, and if you get like a 1000 grit or a 1200 grit, it's really fine. So just the medium grit. You could use the 120 and then go down to 150. It's up to you. And you just put your sandpaper in, and then the rotation of the rotor, you can see it usually says rotation. It's circles around this way. So you don't want to resurface the rotor going with the rotation like this. You don't want to. You basically want to get a slightly rough surface, but you don't want the grain going around this way. You want to go about 30-40 degree angle to that. So when you resurface, you want to go this way, just a little at a time, and then just keep going around until it gets rough. Just keep going sideways. Keep rotating the rotor. And then eventually you'll see all these striation marks in the rotor going almost perpendicular to the rotation of the rotor. So all you have to do is do that for one side, turn it over, do the same thing for the other side, wipe it down with your IPA, and essentially you're done. So once you're done, now you'll have a rotor with a slightly rough surface at the perimeter. So this is a lot more beneficial for your stopping power, because your brake pads, instead of clamping down on a smooth mirror-like surface, now it's got a slightly rough surface to adhere to, which basically improves your stopping power. Okay, so you resurfaced your rotor, and all you have to do is put it back on the rim. And for the 6 little screws, small bolts, you could get some blue Loctite and put 1 or 2 drops at the end on the little screws so they won't work themselves out. It just keeps them snug so they won't work themselves out. And we all know on mountain biking it's a little bit of a bumpy ride, so things tend to work their way loose if they're not torqued down enough. Anyway, these little screw heads, they don't need that much torque. There's not that much material on them, so don't over tighten them. Okay, so hope this helps. Happy resurfacing, and I'll see you on the trails.